On Tuesday, January 7th, the Palisades area erupted into flames, and so many more fires sprung up in the Los Angeles area. Did these events spawn from climate change, arson, or even worse, a conspiracy theory to rebuild a new city? This is a tragic current event of the Los Angeles fires.
To a fireman once. This is one of the reasons it freaked me out. And he was telling me, he goes, dude, one day, he goes, it's just going to be the right wind and fire's going to start in the right place and it's going to burn through LA all the way to the ocean and there's not a thing we can do about it. I go, really? He goes, yeah, we just get lucky.
Olan Hulion, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are talking about the LA fires and what caused thousands of acres to burn.
To anyone that experienced the fires or in the Los Angeles area, my heart goes out to you guys.
Before we get into this video, I pulled all of this from public resources. Please do your own research. All of this is alleged unless proven otherwise. This is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. Palisades is a Los Angeles neighborhood located east of Malibu. It is home of 22,000 residents. This is home to some of the richest celebrities in the United States. Some of these celebrities are Lake Meester, Paris Hilton, Diane Warren, Tiana Knowles, which is Beyonce's mom, Miles Teller and his wife Kelly. If you don't know who they are, they were in Taylor Swift's I Bet You Think About Me music video. Kelly is one of Taylor Swift's closest friends. Gigi Hadid and Bella Hadid lost their family home in the fire. So many other celebrities unfortunately lost their homes in this fire. Tuesday morning, January 7th, in the Palisades area erupted into a blaze, causing 92,000 people to evacuate over the past week. Palisades Fire has burned for almost a week now. I'm filming this January 16th, and as of right now, it's only 19% contained. 89,000 people are still underneath evacuation warning. The fire is believed to start in Rocky Bluffs with sweeping views of the Pacific Ocean as the ignition point of the Palisades Fire. This fire has destroyed at least 1,280 homes and businesses and has killed at least 9 people thus far. Hope to God there's no more, but unfortunately, there probably is. Palisades Fire so far has burned over 23,000 acres, and this isn't just including woods, like forest area. This doesn't include people's homes. Palisades Fire thus far is considered the 4th most destructive fire in California history. And the Eaton Fire that we're about to talk about in a minute is now the 2nd largest destructive fire in California history. How did the Palisades Fire start? As of right now, this is just rumors, speculation. We're not 100% sure how it started. But this is rumored. This is what the media is kind of putting out right now. So a plot of scorched land from a previous fire that was extinguished on New Year's Day. This fire was caused by fireworks. And this fire was nearly a week. It was a week up until the Palisades Fire. There's evidence of recent visitors to the area around Skull Rock, which is the area that the fire is believed to start. This rock draws in hikers across the Los Angeles area. And the rock actually does look like a skull. Like, a lot of people go up there to party, drink beer, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So the fire tore through steep hillsides on either side of the Temescal Ridge Trail, which runs north and south. It is roughly the same direction as hurricane winds that swept through the Palisades area. It started around 10:30 a.m. January 7th. An hour earlier, Ron Giller, he is a lawyer who lives in the Pacific Palisades area. So him and his friend hiked through the area that caught fire on New Year's Day. And this fire before burned over 8 acres, but it was contained by firemen the day it started. But Some crew has stayed out there to monitor any flare-ups that could occur. So like what happens sometimes is that fire will like burn roots or whatever and stay underneath the ground. And this could have the potential to ignite more fires. Mr. Giller, he's up there, he's on the trail or whatever, and he saw something that resembled smoke. This is his words. It had the appearance of smoke around there, but there were no flames. It just raised a question in my mind, what is it? I was thinking, could this thing still be active? But it seemed unlikely, you know? Could there still be smoke from a fire that happened 6 days ago? That didn't make sense to me. But some of the deadliest wildfires in the past century were blazes that firefighters believed they had extinguished, only to have their remnants flare up into a large inferno. This includes the 1991 firestorm in Oakland that killed 25 people, and the 2023 wildfire on the Hawaiian island of Maui, and that killed 102 people. Mr. Geller and his friend Alan were not the only ones exploring the hills of the Palisades before the fire last week. Panoramic views from the ridge often draws hikers to that area that we talked about, and beyond that area. They saw a few people at Skull Rock. This is his words. And one of us even said, I hope they're not smoking or anything with these winds. The hikers that he's talking about took these videos as the fire was starting.
This shit is going quick. Dude, it's catching up. That shit is going quick.
Fire right now, guys. We gotta go up. Let's go up. Let's go up. Go, 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 go. Benji, this way. Yeah. Come on. Nice.
Okay, just go faster we can. Also, we should go to the left though.
Where are we going? Left.
This way.
As you can see in these videos, the freaking fire was just ravishing. Like, it was going, baby. And like the area that they were running through was dry. Like, it was dreadful. It was like a matchbox waiting to catch fire. These videos, however, have been removed from social media. It literally took me forever to find them because I was reading this article and I was like, okay, but where are these videos? And I was looking and I couldn't find them. And then, you know, I'm on X and I'm like doing all the search bars or whatever, and I come across it or whatever, and I screen record it so fast before it was gone again because the original poster like took it down, I'm assuming. But it's rumored that they may or may not be in connection with the fire, but it's believed right now that they're not. The wind pushed the flames downhill, causing it to ravage acres of land. The wind reached up to speeds of 40 miles per hour and spread across 200 acres within 25 minutes. That's absolutely terrifying. They're investigating to see if a downed power line could have started the fire, since power lines run north and south in the area. I've read that California has a history of power lines causing devastating fires. Also, a cigarette butt, or it could be from the New Year's Day extinguishing of the fire that was burning down in the hole, like I said earlier. As of right now, they're not 100% sure about this. The Eaton Fire, which is it's the second most destructive fire in LA history, well, in California history. The Eaton Fire, which is one of the 3 major fires that occurred in the Los Angeles area this past week. So the Eaton area is home to around 40,000 middle-class citizens. Tuesday night, January 7th, the area broke out into flames, causing thousands of people to evacuate. I was trying to figure out how many people had to evacuate this area, but I couldn't find it anywhere, so we're just going to say thousands of people had to evacuate. And as of today, January 16th, the fire is only 55% contained. The fire looks like it started from a utility pole in Eaton Canyon. The wind approached 100 miles per hour and burned nearly 14,117 acres, and 16 people have died from this fire.
We are standing directly across the street from where Cheryl and Jeffrey Koo are when they looked up in this hillside and they saw an electrical tower that was going up in flames. It was Tuesday night, right as the Eaton Fire appeared to be starting, and they weren't the only ones in this neighborhood who captured the same thing.
Hey babe, I need you to come out here right now. We have a very big problem.
I've seen the fires spread so fast, and I knew that with how close that fire was to us, that we would literally have minutes to get out safely.
Cheryl and Jeffrey Koo have lived in Altadena for 20 years. She says she was on her way home from work on the 210 freeway when she looked in the distance and saw an orange glow. As she got closer, she knew it was time for them to pack up and to leave.
Oh no!
Minutes later at 6:25 p.m., the fire grew.
Oh my God.
Then 6:28 p.m., the power lines were completely engulfed in smoke and in flames.
A nightmare horror movie. You just don't ever want to see something like that. And it was so close. That tower is very close to our house.
I'm gonna spray the roof.
By 6:41, Jeffrey tried to spray down his roof, but said the wind was so strong, he's not sure any of the water were even stuck. What it did instead was carry embers straight to their home.
Please God, save us, save our house.
You're not going to be able to control that, you know? So seeing that, I immediately went to this is very, very bad.
According to their video, by 6:53 Tuesday night, they were pulling away from their house under an orange sky facing what was the unthinkable.
We potentially could lose everything at this point.
Bye.
Jeffrey and Cheryl were able to get to safety along with their two dogs, and they say by a miracle, they returned Wednesday to see their home still standing. But of course, it doesn't fully make up for all that's been lost.
From my particular viewpoint, it seemed like that could have been the initial start of it.
One of their neighbors sent us additional photos in this video. It shows what appears to be the same tower and at the same time. We heard from a spokesperson for Southern California Edison who says the power lines to the immediate west of Eaton Canyon were de-energized well before the start of the fire. They also say they looked into 4 energized lines in the canyon area and did not find any anomalies in the 12 hours leading up to the fire's start. Still, they filed reports for the Eaton Fire and for the Hurst Fire to the California Public Utilities Commission to look into.
We're just devastated.
That's all of the information that Southern California Edison says they're able to share for now. Of course, this investigation could take months into the cause of the Eaton Fire as investigators continue to do their work.
At least 3 lawsuits have been filed on behalf of the people living in these communities of Altadena and Pasadena. Southern California Edison, which I think is the electrical company in that area, accusing of failing to de-energize all of its power equipment and clear the dense brush along the steep canyon prone to igniting flames. Chief executive of Southern California Edison's parent company said that while power distribution lines that serve homes were de-energized about 2 hours before the Eaton Fire started, the transmission lines in the Eaton Canyon were not shut off because those towers are stronger and can operate in heavier winds. The winds in this area at that night reached over 100 miles per hour. The chief executive also said, as we do our telemetry, whatever that means, telemetry, I don't know, our monitoring of the system, we do not see the electrical anomalies. Edison International CEO said. Okay, but let's be honest. Any CEO of a company like that, whether it's an electrical company, whether it is a pharmaceutical company, no matter what it is, if it is somehow their fault, they're going to deny until it is proven otherwise. It was also believed to be from a downed power line, but there's images and videos of it being fine before the fire even started. However, the poles along the route have a tumultuous recent history, and many of these power lines stem from the 1930s. The Los Angeles Department of Water and Power initiated a project in 2019 to replace some of these with stronger metal structures. The project stalled after environmental regulators said the department had damaged 183 small bushes known as Brutons milvetica. Bruton milvetch. I don't freaking know how to say it. It's an endangered species apparently. The department agreed in 2020 to pay a fine and won approval to resume work, saying the project was essential in regards to our wildfire mitigation plan. But the project does not appear to have proceeded. On the ridgetop, it showed that many damaged and fallen utility poles along the trail heading north, an area that was consumed by fire, but not until the day after the blaze began. So I think it initially came from that one tower.
glow. As she got closer, she knew it was time for them to pack up and to leave.
Oh no! Oh my God.
Then 6:28 p.m., the power lines were completely engulfed in smoke.
That like sparked, I think that's where it came from. That wasn't de-energized because it could handle the wind. Another fire that was another big fire in the Los Angeles area is the Hurst Fire. It started Tuesday night as well. Around 10:30, the fire burned 800 acres, and as of today, it is 98% contained. It killed no one. It destroyed nothing as of right now. And power lines are the suspect as the Eaton Fire as well. But there was a lot more fires that sprung up in the LA area, one being the Sunset Fire. This fire started in the Hollywood Hills Wednesday, January 8th, around 5:30 p.m., burning 43 acres. This fire caused a widespread mandatory evacuation. It caused traffic jams. The ignition point was in a wooded area. I couldn't find any hard evidence suggesting what caused the fire, so right now I just don't know what caused the fire. I saw that some are speculating arson. This fire also sprung up images of the Hollywood sign burning.
Hills burn in California.
The Hollywood sign did not burn. Fortunately, no structures were destroyed and no one died from the Sunset Fire. Famous places to burn within these fires was the Palisades High School. This high school is known for Carrie, Teen Wolf, Ava Max filmed her So Am I music video there, and so many more. Why did the fire spread as fast as it did? It's just because firemen could not put it out, and it's not their fault at all. Let me just lay this out. So they would go up to the fire hydrant expecting it to work. No water. No water. So the mayor cut $7 million out of the fire department's budget.
Mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, is under intense scrutiny after she was abroad visiting Ghana when the wildfires broke out in the city. She was seen returning to the country at the city's airport, where she refused to comment on the situation.
Fire chiefs say that they're really stretched to the limit and running out of water. What have you got to say to that?
Me, okay?
Have you no response to that? Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today?
Can you back up, boss? I appreciate it.
Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today?
In an interview, someone asked, like, did this affect? Do you believe this affected the fires? And the fire department chief was like, "Yeah, I do."
City of Los Angeles fail you and your department and our city?
It's my job to stand up as a chief and exactly say, justifiably, what the fire department needs to operate to meet the demands of the community.
Did they fail you?
That is our job, and I tell you, that's why I'm here. So let's get us what we need so our firefighters can do their jobs.
Did they fail you?
Yes.
Was your budget for the fiscal year 2024-2025 cut?
I can tell you, I'm going to even go back further than that. Again, since day one, we've identified huge gaps in regard to our service delivery and our ability from our firefighters, boots on the ground, to do their jobs. Since day one, this is my third budget as we're going into 25-26. What I can tell you is we are still understaffed, we're still under-resourced, and we're still underfunded. So with that, whether it's $7 million, $10 million.
But was the budget cut, Chief?
Yes, it was cut, and it did impact our ability to provide service.
So with the water, like there was no water coming out of these fire hydrants, whatever. And so they're expecting water to go, and then it's just not coming out. And in some areas there was water, but the water was like, the pressure was low. And it is said that there is a reservoir that is now empty because they were repairing it because there was a crack in it, and it was supposed to be up and running February of this year. And whenever things like this happen, they go to that reservoir's turned on. It is put out there for fire safety, essentially. It wasn't there. So the firemen used pools to put out some of the fires. Like, they were doing everything they possibly can, finding solutions to put out the fire.
So right now we're in Brentwood. This is part of the Palisades Fire, and what we're seeing here in Mendable Canyon is the flames down there that you can see slowly making their way up the canyon. These firefighters throwing a lot of water on the hillside there to make sure that those flames don't reach this house. This is somebody's patio that we're on, one of multiple homes that are being threatened right now. But the firefighters so far successfully being able to keep these flames at bay. I can show you over here. They continue to spray water. You see the smoke rising there. And interestingly, they're actually taking water from a pool, an indoor pool that's right on the other side of that glass there. They're taking water from wherever they can get it. In this case, the homeowner's own pool water is being used to save his home.
I thought this was cool. So hundreds of inmates were deployed to help combat the LA fires. The inmates wore distinctive orange gear, and instead of using water hoses, they used hand tools to help with fire suppression. 2 days were taken off of their sentence with every day that they helped with the fire. California has relied on prisoner firefighters since 1950, when a program was first created for inmates to work on meaningful projects. Inmates were especially used to combat fires after World War II, when many fire department officials were depleted. In 2020, Gavin Newsom signed a bill stating inmates who have fought in fires for the state of California can become professional firefighters once they've been released.
This bill that I'm about to sign will give those prisoners hope of actually getting a job in the profession that they've been trained. And I'm looking forward to signing this piece of legislation here in a moment. I brought this piece of legislation appropriately, I thought, here today. These future firefighters and emergency personnel a chance, by getting them an opportunity to expunge their records, giving them a chance to get a certificate, getting a chance to potentially get a career ladder coming out of prison. So let me sign that. This is AB 2147 for the record.
So many people from neighboring states showed up in California to help with the fires, but we also had Canada and Mexico show up to help as well. I think Canada mostly sent like air power, while Mexico sent manpower to help in the aid of the fire.
A bit of good news in this story is that California is getting help from international community partners to put out those fires. CBC's Albert De La Talla is here with more on that, and Canada's playing a bit of a role here. What can you tell us?
That's right, Natasha, and BC and Canada, including BC, having a lot of experience with fire, fortunately, and BC, in fact, confirming that it has sent a team to LA. They departed yesterday, and that team is said to include a number of specialists with the wildfire service. The province previously said they would also send ground crew, although it's unclear how many firefighters might be among this crew. What you're seeing there is some recent footage from LAFD, the fire department, their air operations, and some of the recent firefighting efforts there. BC Forest Minister Ravi Parmar, he posted a video on social media yesterday calling the team highly trained.
You'll join me in thanking these incredible British Columbians, highly trained individuals that are going to be on the front line supporting our neighbors, because when in time of need, the United States was there for us, and now in their time of need, we're going to be there for California wildfire.
We also got to look at the efforts there via the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, and his account on X. And he shared this video here, and he said that it shows an aircraft, a Canadian aircraft, readying for another pass over those wildfires. He also wrote that Canada is, quote, always here to help our American friends. Ontario said in recent days that it would also help with these efforts. It said it would send 165 urban firefighters to help, along with 2 water bombers and an incident management team. Alberta made a similar pledge and also offered additional equipment such as night vision helicopters. Quebec, it confirmed that it sent 2 additional water bombers on Friday. That's in addition to the 2 that were already there. And Natasha, you'll remember that one of those actually hit an illegal drone on Thursday. It's been grounded, but fire officials there say that it should be up in the air again by tomorrow.
Okay, but it caused such an inconvenience when that drone was in striking distance.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about other countries, including Mexico, that are also lending a hand.
Yeah, so a large crew from Mexico landed yesterday, and more than 70, in fact, landing on 2 planes, and they actually met California's Governor Gavin Newsom on the tarmac there. He actually took a picture with the crew. You can see it there after they deplaned. He actually spoke to reporters expressing gratitude to Mexico.
This is what friends do. This is what relationships are all about. Friends in need, being there for one another. We want to be there for the people of Mexico in times of need and disasters, and we're incredibly humbled and grateful.
Meanwhile, from the Vatican, a different offer of support from the Pope. He commented on what he called the devastating fires in California, and he said he's close to people there, and he said, I pray for all of you.
So you might be wondering, like, where does climate change come with this? How does climate change affect the fires? Last year in February, so like almost a year ago, LA received over a foot of water, causing devastating mudslides, and these mudslides killed 9 people. Fast forward to January, they're brittle dry. They received most of their rainfall all at once instead of across the year or whatever, causing it to be dry.
We expected that the storm would stall over the area, and it certainly did. And across LA County, we've had upwards of 12 inches of rain, which is really a lot of water, as you mentioned, hitting the ground and causing a lot of issues here.
For those who follow the National Weather Service, the forecast discussions that come out are written messaging about what a storm can do. Your particular office put out some pretty stern warnings about danger, life-threatening floods. The language was imperative that people pay attention. This storm may end up generating unprecedented amounts of rain. It's potentially a very dangerous situation. Everyone in the area needs to take precautions now. You feel like this storm lived up to its potential. Do you think it's the worst that you forecasted?
I think it really did hold up to our expectations and even exceeded in certain areas. We expected we'd see upwards of 12 inches of rain in some areas. We didn't know exactly where in some instances, but we were prepared for this kind of rain and even as much as 15 inches. And overnight we received over 2 inches of rain in some areas, and we're still getting quarter to half inch downpours in an hour across LA County. So we're not done with it yet.
For the tongue-in-cheek reputation of it never rains in Southern California, this certainly flipped everything on its side. 307 mudslides reported in the city of Los Angeles.
So many animals, wild and domesticated, have been displaced from their homes. There's so many videos on social media showing animals running around trying to escape the fire. Firemen and locals have tried to help the animals, and no telling how many animals have actually died due to the fire. A lot of things with these fires, a lot of criminal activity has been occurring, such as arson, looting, and other things as well. But most of it's been those two. 6 people have been charged with arson, but I'm pretty sure those numbers are a lot higher. I just couldn't find it. There's literally videos circulating of people purposely starting fires and then them getting arrested. Why are you starting fires? Why? Why are you making this worse? I also saw a video of these people throwing gasoline on the fire. Why would you do that?
Update all of you on 2 notable arrests that were made on January 14th, just outside the fire zone. At approximately 5:15 p.m., officers responded to a radio call near the intersection of Glen Oaks and Van Nuys Boulevard, where a citizen had detained a possible arson suspect. Upon arrival, officers took the suspect into custody, and the citizen had already extinguished a nearby fire in a tree. During the investigation, the suspect admitted to starting the fire because he liked the smell of burning leaves. The suspect was subsequently booked for arson.
Put it down! He's starting a fire! We need to get that from him! Put it down! Put it down! Put it down right now! Put it down! Hey, fucking ground! Fucking ground right now! What are you doing?
He started the West Hills fire because that was started at a parking lot. He's going to come over here and light up this area.
Oh my gosh! No, this is crazy. I can't even believe it because I'm like
a 30-year-old guy,
crazy because I'm like, how does a fire jump literal city?
I know.
97 people have been arrested in LA fire zones being associated with looting, burglary, and vandalism. There has even been people dressed up as firemen going into these homes and looting them.
Joins us live in studio with more on this. Still can't believe that people just have it in them to do stuff like this.
The number of arrests here is also pretty shocking. These arrests are for charges of burglary, looting, vandalism, and curfew violations, all, of course, in fire zones. is still going up. Again, authorities say they've arrested 97 people so far. And let me break it down for you a bit. Santa Monica Police Department, they say they've made 40 arrests. LA County Sheriff's deputies, they are reporting 39 arrests. And the LAPD, 14 people. Now, the LA County Sheriff's Department says they've made 2 arrests related to illegal drone incidents. 2 more men in black jumpsuits were arrested near the home of Vice President Kamala Harris for curfew violations.
Last night, I do want to bring it to your attention that in our Palisades incident, we did arrest another individual for impersonating a firefighter. Somebody else who is dressed like a fireman was not a fireman.
Today we're here to announce that the promise that we made when we started this, that these criminals would be arrested, they would be prosecuted, and they will be maximally punished, is a promise we are keeping. They went ahead and committed first-degree residential burglary and looting during an emergency and evacuation situation in a house in Mandeville Canyon.
Okay, and you might be wondering, like, why are they looting burnt down houses? They're not. What they are doing is when the fires are ravishing outside, they run into these homes, they steal whatever they can, and then they run out, fleeing from the fire, and then the fire takes over the home. These people they're opportunists. They are taking advantage of the people that's about to lose everything they've ever worked for, just so you could take a TV, so you could have a couple of valuables. Why? Conspiracy theories have sprung up across social media, and mostly on our beloved TikTok. R.I.P. baby girl. Sean Diddy Combs being one of the damn conspiracy theories. Okay, let me just get into this. Sean Diddy Combs was arrested in September due to sex crimes. He pleaded not guilty. If you want a full video on the whole Diddy situation, all the conspiracy surrounding him, let me know in the comments. I will be happy to do that video. Anyways, there were claims that investigators found underground tunnels connecting Combs' house to the Playboy Mansion nearby. I've seen videos, but I'm not really sure if these videos are the ones actually connecting the tunnels from Playboy to Diddy, but whatever, we'll get on that. Several TikTok creators have said that the fires were started to purposely destroy the Diddy tunnels, destroy all and every piece of evidence correlated to the Diddy trial, burn down celebrities' homes that could be connected to the case. As you know, Paris Hilton, she was a famous 2000s girl. Yes, she was. And you know where she was located? Every party in LA. So there's videos circulating of his house being on fire, burning, and then I also saw a video of his house completely leveled. His house is still standing, you guys. His house is still there. No tunnels was destroyed. I can't find the video of his house being like flattened or whatever because it was obviously AI generated, but like I can't find it anymore. But if I do, before I post this, I will insert it. On to another conspiracy theory is Los Angeles Smart City 2028. Apparently, LA is supposed to host the Olympics in 2028. I did not know this. I did see that the homeless problem kind of disappeared, but I didn't know that was associated with Los Angeles hosting the Olympics. But it does make sense, kind of, because I saw a video saying that, oh, a big thing's coming to the city. Now you decide to clean it up, whatever. I saw that a couple months ago, but like I did not know that was associated with the Olympics. Northern LA County is where the designated spot is for the Olympics. What is north of LA? The Palisades. And what's burning? Palisades. So apparently the plan is to reconstruct LA and the surrounding area, covering around 40,000 acres. It's called LA 2.0, bringing an updated tech before the Olympics.
But also the opportunity, I think, to rebuild at the same time. And that's why we're already organizing a Marshall Plan. We already have a team of looking and reimagining LA 2.0. And we're making sure everyone's included, not just the folks on the coast, people here that were ravaged by this disaster.
There's also zoning laws changing to replace single-family homes with duplexes or apartments. So Gavin Newsom has said it several times that zoning laws will not be changing, but the media begs to differ. I saw this one news clip and this person basically saying zoning laws will be changing, and then And another thing I saw Gavin Newsom in the video saying,
zoning laws will not be changing.
Conversation with Mr. Giacoletti was when he talked about the possibility of, as we start rebuilding, starting to relax some of the zoning laws, especially in a more working class neighborhood like Altadena, so that rather than putting up single family residences, especially on parcels where people might not have the wherewithal to rebuild at all, we allow developers to start putting up duplexes and apartments.
Dealing with a myriad of issues. I was just talking to Josh Green, the governor down in Hawaii, who had some ideas around some land use concerns he has around speculators coming in, buying up properties, and the like. So we're already working with our legal teams to move those things forward, and we'll be presenting those in a matter of days, not just weeks.
And on top of the whole LA 2.0 theory, I saw on X that someone's house was worth $4 million before the fire. It burned down, right? A developer the next day offered him $700,000 for his lot. If I was that man, I would have been sent over the damn edge. I would have lost it. My home hasn't been gone not even a week, and you're trying to buy my lot? No thank you. You can keep your $700,000. I will be collecting my insurance check. About that, we'll get into that later. And there's also a plan to build a $310 billion bullet train system in the Los Angeles area, because in order to host the Olympics, you have to have great transit. And that's one of them. So insurance companies, months before the fire started to cancel people's coverage due to heightened fire risk. And then on top of that, water supply was apparently shut off, power lines sparking. What are the main suspects of these fires? Come on, y'all. What the heck? And then I also saw this clip of this, I don't know who he was, but he was up there, and this literally fueled the conspiracies for LA 2.0 and all the other conspiracies that I stumbled across during this, that he stated, I'll just play the video if I can find it.
My first piece of advice to you is let's take care of our mental and physical health first before we embark upon what is going to be a journey to rebuild these communities back and rebuild them better than they were when we started this fire.
Honestly, I think he meant to say before the fire started, and his words just got messed up, and he was probably like hitting himself on the head, like, what the heck, dude, why did I do that? But it fueled something. It fueled a lot of conspiracies. There's so much more to all of this. There's plans for tunnels to be constructed, mayor pulling millions of dollars away from the fire department. I kind of talked about that. Water issues and where the water was supposed to come from. I lightly talked about that. Plan to funnel water into LA in a potential lake, but instead they let it bleed into the ocean. Why? Who's running your state? Why? Y'all, California is one of the most taxed states in the United States, and they have nothing to show for it. Y'all, I think they're the 5th largest economy in the world. In the world, not in America. We're not talking about within the United States, right? We're talking about the world. They could literally move off from America and be perfectly fine. What are y'all doing with y'all's money? Let me see your spreadsheet, please. And they're the most taxed. Like, they literally bleed. But honestly, y'all, this video would be over an hour long if I explored everything. There's so much more. If you want a part 2, let me know. If you have any theories or anything interesting, let me know in the comments. If you want to donate and help the people in need that have literally lost everything, there's links in my description. I've also linked where you can donate to animal rescue and animal shelters. Y'all, these fires, like, my heart goes out to these people that literally lost everything. Like, watching these videos of these homes and these animals running and these people like crying whatever over there, like losing their home, is like absolutely like devastating. Like it literally like it just it like breaks my heart. And I know I sound like a little bitch right now, but I don't care. Like, that's absolutely devastating. And then people literally cannot find their animals, and then some people can't find their family members. Like, I would never want to experience that at all. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I post a new video. If you want anything specific from me, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next week. Hopefully.
Talked to a fireman once. This is one of the reasons it freaked me out. And he was telling me, he goes, dude, one day, he goes, it's just going to be the right wind, and fire's going to start in the right place, and it's going to burn through LA all the way to the ocean, and there's not a thing we can do about it. I go, really? He goes, yeah, we just get lucky.